So today we're going to start prepping the scene for Xgen. So let me just turn off this backdrop, or rather hide the backdrop, then Alt B to change the background color. So I'm going to be using the eye poly. It's kind of create a scalp for where the hairs should be growing out from. Let me just turn off this heads up display poly count. Alright, so it should be fine. Then one other thing we need to do that is very important is that we need to kind of set up a project for this. So it's more or less like creating a folder where everything will be creating with the Xgen. With the Xgen tool, it's going to be saved into it, both the marks and some other program and some other programming files that is going to be used to kind of run Xgen properly. So whenever we kind of reopen our scene, we would have everything working correctly as it should, following or finding the directory to kind of make sure the air guides or the airs are being generated from the air guides. There's a lot of talk, but I'm going to show you guys what I mean right now. So I'm going to go to file, then let's see, the project window. Okay, project window. Then I'm going to go to where I have this set up. I'm going to copy these 5 parts. I'll copy these 5 parts. Then I would, let's see, I'll paste the 5 parts in here. Okay, let's click on new. Yes, better, new. Then I'll paste that 5 part in here. Then I'm going to name this African male. Should be on all caps. Male. Let me just name this to Maya projects. Better still, let me just get this, cut that and just paste that in front. So this should be fine. This is where I want the directory to be. Maybe better still, let me just do something else instead. I think I will just copy this, just to be on the safe side, and I'll create a new file in here. So let me just name this to Maya projects. Then I'll open that folder, then I'll copy this. Then I'll come in here and paste that directory in here like so. So the current project should be this name, then directory should be that Maya project, because the folder should be Maya projects. Then everything should be fine. I think everything should be just fine. Yes, so I'll just click accept. Projects, scripts, what is this? Seems to be having an issue in here. Yes, let's just use that in that same directory again. So I'll select this, accept. It doesn't seem to work. Let's see, let's check this. It's actually in there. Do not know why. It's giving us a bit of an issue. Let me delete this. Let's do this again. Accept. Now go back in here. So we already have this created. Okay, let me just click cancel. Then just to make sure, I'll just come in here and click on set projects. Let me just go back in here. that project, the project we created. So I'm going to copy these 5 parts. Copy that 5 parts. Paste that 5 parts in here. So it should be this. I'll select this folder and I'll click set. Select location, blah, 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 does not contain a project destination file. Please select on the following options. Create default. Yes, let's just use create default workspace for this. Alright, so let's go in there and confirm. Yes, good. Now we have nice. Yes, now we have what we need set up in there. This is a very important part of Xgen. You always want to kind of create a project for this before starting anything. If not, you're going to be working on your file. It's going to be appearing, but after you're done closing the software and you open the software Maya again, and then you try to kind of simulate or rather preview the Xgen generated hairs, you notice that you won't be able to generate that because there was no folder or directory set for it. So I think this should be fine now. It should be fine. Yes, it should be all. It should be all we need for now. So just to make sure, I'll go back in there, set projects. Select this. Or select this. Let me close this. Let's do this again. Set projects. Set. Don't know why that seems to be closing. That seems to be closing the file anytime I open it. Okay, we are good. So now we can work with Xgen. So the first thing I'm going to do is to duplicate this eye fully head. Let me just name this to eye. Alright. Then I'll do a duplicate for this. Then I'll isolate this. Okay. So with this isolated, I'll come in here under symmetry. I'll turn on objects X. So I believe this should work correctly. So I should go to vertex mode and select all the verts here. So you can see how it's affecting the other side also. So this is more or less like precisely what we want. Okay. So we're going to more or less like separate out scalp to grow out. Let me just make sure. We're going to be creating this hair reference in here. Something more or less like so. But precisely something like this. With this same beard. But we're going to kind of connect it all the way to the teddy region, somewhere like around here. So that is like precisely what we're going to be doing. So I always like to, just based on personal preference though, kind of have them separated out. We also need to be creating hairs for the eyebrow for the eyelashes too. We want to start by separating now the bigger parts of this. So more or less like the main hair for this. Then we're going to create another separated scalp for the eyebrow and eyelashes. Then we're going to create another separate scalp for the mustache and the beard, and the hair is coming all the way down here. So it's more or less like creating 3 scalp for this ear, around here, and for the beard and mustache. So let's do that. So the idea now is to kind of take or subtract more than what you need. That's like the general idea for this. So let's see, let me double click in here. Let's see the loop that selects around this. Let me go make sure I'm on, let's see, face mode. Let me double click around here. No, not this. I need a loop. I need more or less like a loop. And double click, hold shift and double click. This one is just going way across, too much, more than what we need. Maybe I should try something else. Let's use this lasso. Select lasso instead. No, this is not the select lasso. Do this lasso too. Yes, this is the particular one we need. Should probably do this from the side view. Let me do this from the side view instead. Turn off the grid. Now do something. I'll capture some other parts of the year also. Something like so. So like I said initially, you want to kind of capture more than what you need. Something like this should be fine. I think I'll need a bit more. I need a bit more around here. Let me just, don't know if all this all the way to the back is fine. Let me just check this again. I'll need more around here, so I can't just add. Can I add to this? Can I add to this? Yeah, I can add. Oh, you have to add. You have to hold Control and Shift to kind of add to this. So let me just capture some of this also. I think this should be fine. Is more than what we need. I think a bit more, maybe a bit more. To capture some of this around here too. This is not part of. Okay, so let me just copy some other part. I think I'll do this from the side view. Let's see. Should probably even capture most of the year. Probably capture most of the year. Something like this. Because like I said, more than what we need. Because you're basically going to be doing this one, so you don't want to kind of redo this again. If not, you're just gonna have issues with going to have serious issues with Xgen. So you want to be really careful with this. Very important. So probably a bit more around here too. I think this should be more than enough. Yeah, this is definitely more than enough. So what we're going to do now is to, let's see, Control Shift I to invert this. Then I'll hit delete on this. So we're deleting everything else and just leaving just this cap only. This cap only. So I'm just going to name this to, let me name this to head, hair, head, head, hair, scalp. Am I spelling that correctly? ALP. Yes. Okay. Now just do a quick save for this. Alright. So this should be more than enough. So when you're done with this, the next thing you need to do is the UVs. Because Xgen actually uses your UVs for the maxing, painting on max on here. Xgen uses the UVs to kind of capture some kind of texture information for creating maps or creating marks with the paint effects tool. So you come into the UV editor. We already have pre-existing UVs already for this, if you remember, for the character. So that should still be in here. So I'm just going to select the UV for this. Let me turn off this symmetry for now. I think I'll just go back to this regular selection. Select this. I'll go to UV toolkit and the UV toolkit. I think let me just come in here to this arrange layout. I don't need this align and snap. I don't need that. So, but basically, we're basically just doing two things: unfold. So we just do an unfold. So once your unfold is done, next thing you're going to do is let's just see if we can orient this properly. Doesn't seem to change much. So let's just do a layout for this. So one is going to capture more textile density from this 0 to 1 space. So we're just going to lay this out, do a layout for this. Just give this a moment to load. Okay, so we have this in here. Now I'm not too sure if I like this like this. So let me just do, there's no completely necessary though. This should work just fine, but I will want this to occupy most of the space. So let me just do a cut in here. I don't know if you guys can see this, so let me just Alt B in here. I'll put this to black so you guys can easily visualize this. Then unfold. So let this unfold. Let's see. Select this to, let's see, orient layout. If this doesn't lay out properly, then I might probably need to do this by hand. Okay, yeah, it's much better now. It's occupying most of the space, which is precisely what I want it to, or how I want it to be. So this will be just fine. This will be just fine. So we're done with this. So we have already renamed this to head scalp, which is fine. That's what we want. So we'll go back to this head eye African male. We'll do a duplicate for this again. So let's make sure that is isolated again. So now we need something for the eyebrow and eyelashes. We need another scalp to generate our Xgen hair for the eyelash and eyelashes, for the eyebrow and eyelashes. So let me come to the side view again. I'll also isolate this from the side view. Then I'm going to pick this same tool again. Make sure it's on Object X symmetry. Then I think it should be on face mode. Let's have this on face mode, and I'll just grab something all the way like so. This feels slightly too much, which is fine. It's precisely what we need. You just to kind of capture more than what you need, so you can accurately place that in there. Okay, this is fine. So Control Shift I to invert that selection and do a delete. Then on the UV editor, go back in here and select this Mark U selection tool. Then do an unfold. Then we'll do layout on this. I'm guessing I might need to kind of separate this out in the middle also. Just give this a moment to load. Okay, so I think this is done now. I think this should be just fine. This will work just fine. Okay, so now I've established something for this. I'm supposed to rename this, I believe. Let's just center pivot on this. Name this to eye. Just name this to eye scalp, since it's eyelashes and eyebrow. So eye scalp. Eye scalp. Do a quick save for this. So this should be fine. Then one last part for the beard. So let's do a duplicate for this again. Control 1 to isolate this. Alright, should be fine. Then for the beard, so let's go to the side view. The beard, for the beard and for the mustache. So let's select this lasso selection tool. So still, this particular I'm going to need a bit more, because I'm going to need some part of the neck also, just to create this kind of hairs around here also. So we're going to need, like I said initially, selecting more than what we need. So I'll go like so all the way here. I think something like this should be fine. Oh man, I'm supposed to be on face mode. Supposed to be on face mode. To do this on face mode. So on face mode again. So more than what we need. Like so should be fine. Yes, this should be just fine. Maybe remove some of this. Remove some of this. Then Control Shift I to invert this. Then we'll do delete. There are some extra ones that we don't use. Let me select this and I'll delete it also. I think this should be fine. And I'll do a quick save. Then on the UV editor, let's see. Oh, there's something here that we don't need. Oh, we got some of the back that we also don't need. We need to kind of deselect the back, some of this from the back. So I'll delete this all the way at the back. should be fine. This should be just fine. Do a quick save. Then I'll just come in here and then select all of this. I'll turn this off. Now do an unfold. I've done unfold. I think I need to cut this out also. I'll do a cut for this. Okay, then I'll select this unfold. Let me select this and do an orient. I like to, let me undo this. Let me just orient this way. Now select all of this and do a layout. Okay, I think this should be fine. Oh, I think I would like to connect this also together with. I like to have this connected. I'll just double click on that. I'll do the same for the other side. Then we'll just do a stitch together. Okay. Which other part is this coming from? Let's see where this is. Not too sure where this is. Let's find it. Oh, this is really weird. I have no idea where that is. Probably select that and delete. Hopefully it does not affect this also. I don't need this. I'll delete this also. I'll do a quick save. I think this should be everything we need. What is this? Okay, this inner part. I'm not too sure if we need that inner part, so let's do a delete also for it. I think this should be just fine. Should be just fine. So I'll do a quick save. Then I would like to orient this like so and do a layout for this. I'll do a layout for this. I'll just give this a moment to load. Okay, this should be just fine. I think we have this in 0 to 1 space. So Alt B. Yes, we have this in 0 to 1 space. So I'll do a quick save again on this. Okay. Yeah, this worked just fine. Another thing we need to do is to give this Lambert materials. Let's just do a delete by type history for this. Put this around here. take this to object mode, select this, just to make sure this is using a Lambert shader. Okay, so let me just name this to mustache and beard scalp. Okay, yes, this will work just fine. All right, so now we have all this. Let's select all this cap for this. So we have the head cap, eyes cap, mustache cap, and I'll just put this in a group. I'll just name this to, probably just to keep this separated, hair scalp mesh. Then I'm going to separate this out. So I'm going to hold shift P to drop this out of that group. So if I should isolate this now, so this is basically everything. Then so let me just do a quick save also. So we have this. Wait a minute. Something doesn't seem right. You seem to have an issue. Our eyes cap was not selected properly. So I'll need to redo that. Definitely need to redo that. So let me just delete this again. Unfortunately, we'll have to redo that. Duplicate this again. I'll go to the front view. Make sure I'm on face. Select the lasso tool. And grab all of this. Ctrl Shift I to invert the marks. Now do it delete. I'll go back to perspective view. We'll do a quick save again. Then go back to perspective view. So this should be fine. I would select this. Do delete. So this should be fine now. I'll do a quick save for this. Then I'll come in. Let me just select this. And then on the UV toolkit, I'll just do an unfold. Just a basic unfold, and layout will be just fine. And layout, same repetitive pattern, nothing new happening here. Then we'll just rename this. We'll just rename this to this will be just fine. Now rename this again to eye scalp. So now I need to drop this out. Now drop this in here to the same group, and we are good. So this should be everything. Should be everything we need. Yeah, this should be fine. So in the next lesson, we'll start working with Xgen for this.